It's been a really long time since I've done a video on sobriety. I know I usually talk about Tesla, but in some ways, my sobriety story has a lot to do with Tesla. But before we get into that, thanks for coming back. Please like, subscribe, and share the video, and leave a comment down below. Now, let's get into it. As many of you know, yesterday, a Tesla Model Y was spotted cruising around Austin, Texas, with nobody in the vehicle. And yes, I mean nobody. There was no human being either driving nor sitting in any of the other seats in the car. This is the autonomous future that we knew was coming. We also knew Tesla was the one that was going to make it happen. I added a link to that video in the description, so check it out. But what does this have to do with sobriety? My sobriety journey started a little over 3 years ago, and although I hadn't fully quit drinking then, I had certainly changed a lot of my habits. One of those habits had to do with toxic people who, because of my drinking, were still in my life. In the midst of a business relationship back then, things started to go really bad. Not for me, but for the other individuals in the deal. I was winning, but what's ironic is I never believed I was even in a competition. They most certainly were. They were actually trying to control my life, my business interests, and take control. That would have ended up really badly for me. There's an old saying that you should never share too much with people. I've always ignored that, because I share everything with people who are close to me, and these people at one time were close to me. Now, if you go way back to 2017, when I started investing in Tesla, as I did research into the company, and as I began to add shares of Tesla, I was sharing all the information that I was learning with everybody, including these people. They would end up using that against me, and I'll get into that in just a second. One day, about 3 years ago, I was sitting in a conversation with these people. I was having a couple of drinks, and I had already started to sense things weren't right. I made a comment about the fact that my Model 3 now had a version of full self-driving software where I was pretty much sitting back in the car, and the car was driving. Anyway, 7 or 8 highly insulting remarks later, I realized that my honesty, my sharing of information, was now being used against me in a very demeaning way. When I said my car, in a couple of years, would be able to drive itself fully, they basically laughed. And not only did they laugh, but they stated that they believed Tesla and Elon Musk would go bankrupt. Since I had already been on my journey toward healing, I didn't respond too much. I carried on the conversation. A minute later, I purposely changed the subject. I had a couple more drinks, and then I very politely said I had to go do something. That was the last time I was ever in a social setting with these people. I, of course, still do business. I keep all my acquaintances in the loop, but I purposely avoid those toxic people. So yesterday, when I saw the video of that autonomous Tesla in Austin, it was an extremely emotional moment for me. You see, after that day that they treated me really badly, when I left that room, I went back to where I was staying, and I immediately added a large amount of Tesla shares to my portfolio. Now, when I say large amount, I don't mean thousands of shares, but definitely more than the average. And I'm not telling you that because I'm trying to sound like a smart investor. I'm really not. The reason I bought those shares was because I was determined that if I could in any way, shape, or form help Elon Musk and help Tesla, that was where I was putting my trust and my faith. From day one, I always believed in the mission of Tesla. And yesterday it all came around full circle. I don't know what the future holds. Nobody does. We could all be dead today. But I do know this. If you're watching this video, and if you're feeling down in the dumps about your drinking, most of it has to do with the people you are surrounding yourself with. Drinking, to me, was a bad connection. My connection, unfortunately, was to the wrong people. As soon as I quit drinking, I started focusing more on myself, on people who I truly care about and who truly care about me, and I started becoming laser-focused on investing. I delved deep into the Tesla community, and from that community, I have made some amazing friends. Friends I believe will be lifelong. Get away from the toxic people, and if you quit drinking, that's going to be easy, because that's where you're going to find most of them. As soon as you make a change in your life, you will automatically lose people. But what's actually happening is you are really just making room for better people. When you choose the right path, Typically, you will start out on that path alone, and it's very lonely, and it can be very easy for you to lose yourself and begin to go backwards. And that almost happened to me a couple of times. But I stayed the course. And I know you've heard this before, sounds cliche, but eventually the right people just automatically show up. So have no fear of moving forward. I have more self-confidence now than I have ever had in my life. I'm surrounded by better people now than I have ever had in my life before. I have enormous respect for Elon Musk. I have enormous respect for the Tesla community. And I have enormous respect for every single person who goes to work every day at Tesla. It's a new belief system to me. When you stop watching this video, I want you to do a little research on Elon Musk for yourself. This man was tortured at a young age. He was beaten close to death by bullies. He was laughed at, mocked, and told he was crazy. Because of that, he spent lots of time alone, reading books, living in his own head. After I got away from those toxic people, I did the same thing. I went in the same direction as him. But there's one thing for certain that happens to you. I promise you, if you get comfortable with being alone, standing alone, and fighting alone, nobody in this world can ever hurt you. That basically describes Elon Musk. I know Elon Musk didn't desire to be a hero. God knows he's got a rough life, but he most definitely is my greatest hero, and I have enormous respect for him. Thank you so much for watching. Love yourself first.